Flowchart. So what is flowchart? Okay, so before you want to command in flowchart, you have to know the algorithm. Okay, so in previous class we have already discussed about the algorithm. Suppose you want to understand about the flowcharts. Okay, flowchart, then what will you do? You must be understand about what? Algorithm. In previous slide we have already discussed about that. What is algorithm? Okay, so algorithm is what? It is a sequential steps to solve any problem. Suppose you want to solve a problem, any problem. Okay, your daily life problem, so any problem you want to solve. So what will you do? First of all, you will solve one by one, that is, you follow the sequential step to solving the problem. Okay, as like example, suppose I have given when I have discussed the algorithm chapter, then already we have discussed there key algorithm is a sequential step to solve our problem. And suppose one example, suppose you want to add two numbers, then what will you do first? Start, take the first number, then second number, then add the numbers, then show the result, then stop. So these are the steps of adding two numbers. So you can easily say कि this is the algorithm of adding two numbers. You follow the step. So when you have command the algorithm, then what will be that coming? Flowcharts. Okay. In previous slide we have already discussed about that. कि what are the structure? What are the important of flowcharts and algorithm? What? कि any software engineer, suppose any software engineer or developer want to develop a software, then what will you do sequentially? Okay, first of all we create the algorithm, then flowcharts, then type the programs, set of programs is called make a software. So general these steps we follow any software engineer or developer to develop any types of software. Okay, so here that is we talk with the flowcharts. So what is flowchart? Flowchart is what? It is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Okay, the pictorial form of an algorithm. Okay, so what are the pictorial form? That means suppose one problem we having. Okay, what? How to open the door of your, how to open the door, then what will you do the steps? Okay, the step is what with that now. First of all, first step will be that now what this is not example, another example I will give you. It is not, it is a very short way now. Suppose how to go school every morning, then what will you do? We wake, first of all we wake up that now first, then ready for school, then what? Then you walk some that is some distance, then by taking the vehicles, and then what? Go to school, then at front of the school gates, enter the school gates, and then enter the school and then classroom. So these are the steps we are. So what is the graphical? You will graphical represent, you will give that now what? Key with that now wake up, and then we will be the ready for that now, then we walk some meters, and then will be by the vehicles with the come, and then will be in the school gates in the school, and here the class. So this is the graphical representation of that problem. Okay, similarly in the computer, suppose you want to add the two numbers, so what are the steps to be that now? So let me, all the things will be discussed in the slides. Okay, come, there are so many graphical examples is given there and all the things. So come in slides now. Okay. So what is flowcharts? Okay, before you will see these slides, you
first of all you will see you have to know before this algorithm. Okay, so what is algorithm? We have already discussed in that previous slides. Okay, so algorithm is we have discussed already, and you suppose you are totally understand, no any problem in the algorithm, then you easily understand what is flowcharts. Okay, so look at this now. We have already discussed in that algorithm chapter that is algorithm and flowcharts. Yeah, the first steps to solving any programs or any making any software using this one. So first of all you will create the algorithm, then afterward flowchart, then programmer, and then this is software. So these are the general steps to developing a software. A software engineer, what will the first steps will do? Will make a first of all, what will be that you will create an algorithm, then make a flowchart, then afterward write a program, then software will write. Okay. So here that is given, that is general steps, what it is, the algorithm and flowchart. So in these slides we are discussing about the flowchart. So what is flowchart? Okay, so before flowchart you have first of all you will see the algorithm, then the flowcharts now. So in this slide the flowcharts. So what is here, that is first of all content. We will discuss the content of the chapter. What is the content? That is what is flowchart, characteristics of flowchart, and the third one, how to understand flowchart using the examples. Okay, so flowchart is what? Flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Okay, it is a pictorial form of an algorithm, is called flowchart. So look at that algorithm. We have discussed already. Algorithm means steps, sequential steps. And flowchart means what? It is a graphical representation. So any problem you want to solve, first of all you will give the step 1, step 2 and step 3, and same thing will form in the pictorial or graphical, that is called flowcharts. So here the flowchart is what? The graphical representation of an algorithm. Okay, a software engineer, what will you do first? First of all create an algorithm, and then afterward using that algorithm will make a flowchart. Okay, and then after making a flowchart, that what we will do, that we are giving the coding using any programming language, and after complete all the codings we find a software with it. Okay, so look at that, the flowchart is the graphical representation of an algorithm. Look at that, the example. In previous, when we are teaching that algorithm, we have already discussed how to make a cup of tea and what is the algorithm of that. Okay, so here that these are the steps, these are the algorithms to make a cup of tea. Start, that take a pot of making tea and take sugar, tea and leave the milk, the boiling and stop. These are the steps. These are the sequential steps to solve, to make a cup of tea. So these are the algorithm. Same thing, it is the flowcharts, and this one the same thing. These are the general written in English statement, and these are the graphical representation. First of all this is stage, second stage, step 1, step 2, step 3. So these are the pictorial form of here. You will easily understand by using this one. So this is that about of your that examples of the flowcharts of here. So flowcharts is the one, again the flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Okay, so what it is, the technically how to make a flowchart using algorithms. So look at that here, that algorithms add any two numbers, they start, take any numbers, take another number, add the number, show the results. So what will be that now? First of all start, so these symbols will come, then take any number, that means first number. So this is the start box, this is the input box of yours, and now what it is, take another number. Okay, take another number. First of all start, the start one, this one thing will be the start, then take the first number, then take the second number, and then after add the numbers. So add the numbers will be what? This is add the number. Okay, then show the result. So show the result is what? This is show the result, and then this one stop. So these are the graphical representation of algorithm. Okay, this is algorithm and this is the graphical pictorial form of here. Okay, now here that is all the means that all the definition is given here. The flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. And what is flowchart? The flowchart is a step or diagram that represents a workflow of process. A flowchart can also defined as diagrammatic representation of an algorithm, a step-by-step approach to solving a task. The flowchart shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and they are ordered by connecting the boxes with arrows. Okay, so these are the simple definition of the flowcharts, and that is all. So here look at that. Next part is the advantages and disadvantages of flowcharts. So what are the advantages of the flowchart? Is that advantage? What are the advantages of the flowchart? So advantage, that means quick communication, visual clarity, effective analysis, effective solution, effective sufficient, proper debugging, documentation, effective coordination. These are the advantages of. Okay, so very easy to write, easy to technique to understand logic, easy identification of mistakes by non-computer portions. These are the advantages. Okay, and what are the disadvantages? Time consuming, difficult to show the branchings and looping, bits, and which tasks are different to put the algorithms. Okay, so that is what consuming time, that means here that is consume the times and so on. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of flowcharts. Okay, now these are the very important. Next topic is the flowchart symbols. So without these symbols we can't make a flowchart. Okay, actually flowchart is what? Graphical representation of an algorithm. So which types of symbols we will use when we will take the inputs, when we will flow lines we will use, and when we will take the outputs, and when we show the result. So which types of symbols will be used in using when you will make a flowchart. So these are the symbols. Okay, look at that. First of all, these are the symbols. These symbols is called flow lines. And what it is, the flow lines will be used to connect the symbols. Different symbols we connect to each other using the flow lines. Next is called terminal. So used, what are the descriptions of that now? Used to start the pause or halt in the program logic. Next is the very important, that is called input output box, represent the information entering or leaving the system. Next symbol is what? Rectangle, and this is called processing. They represent arithmetic and logical instruction. This is called rhombus, that is called decision box also, and represents the decisions to be made. This is called connector and used to join the different flow lines. And sub function, last one sub function, and this is used to call the function. So these are all the symbols we are basically used to make a flowchart using algorithm state. Okay, so these are the symbols of flowcharts. So now look at that. This is the good examples of the flowcharts. How to make a flowchart. Suppose a software engineer want to develop a software, then what will you do first? Will make it using this flowcharts. Will give the coding of that using any programming language. Okay, Java, C, C++, and these are the flowcharts of it. Okay. So now here that is some assignment of you, that is write an algorithm at 3 numbers, and flowcharts you will just you will try to solve these problems with the algorithm add in 3 numbers, and any problems and any confusions we will give the comments of in the comment box. And after this, suppose you want to get the further notifications, then what will you do? Then subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon of your, and in this video you will like and share. Thank you.